Welcome everybody to our latest session of Scarlet Citadel. The team left off in a good place last time, so we will jump into the action and see where we're at. Should be no immediate threats, but our group is bound to get up to some trouble. So group, quick recap as before. You'll likely recall when we picked up last week, you guys were coming into the Scarlet Citadel on the second level, and you had heard the sounds of some trollkin nearby, or Hugo had, and reported back to the group. You guys decided to move into the large room with the pile of acid on the ground that had previously exploded, and that big creature popped out that Renaud was able to keep at bay. You guys were kind of in there, started moving around a little bit, eventually decided to sort of send Mei on a bit of a scouting mission, have her see what she could see, with the hope that perhaps if they spotted the hedgehog, they would chase after her and right into the trap that you guys had laid. As she made her way through there, much too fast for them, she was able to get close and then basically just burn rubber out of there, and they had no real hope of catching up with her. And instead of chasing her, they started making their way away from this location, and you guys suspected that they were going to get reinforcements, as that has occurred before as you've been fighting the trollkin. So you guys decided to beat a quick retreat yourselves and head back up to the first floor and then ultimately out of the Scarlet Citadel and sort of wait there and give it some time for things to kind of die down, and then make your way to the top of the Scarlet Citadel on the sort of the mountain there in order to find the secret passage, or quote-unquote secret trapdoor that allows you to get right down to the third floor. And remembering that that entrance has the broken stairs, which makes it quite difficult to leave, but you guys' thinking there was there'll probably be maybe a bit disorganized, maybe you'll be able to take them a bit unaware. So you came back down that way, found some trollkin watching the stairs, much like you did the previous time, engaged them in battle, and slowly we had what I will call adds. So you started with a small group of opponents, were fighting them, then you saw one of the trollkin shaman approach, there were the lich hounds that were engaging you in battle, and over time more opponents seemed to be headed your way. Eventually you guys realized this was getting to be too much for you, and in particular, Mei had a bout of bad luck as she, I believe, slipped on her some rubble on the ground, smacked her head into the ground, knocked herself out, got gut ripped by one of the lich hounds, tried to stand up, rolled like 6 ones in a row and flipped over 27 times, and it was really bad. But eventually the group was able to successfully get her out of there, and the entire group sort of carefully retreated. You guys actually dealt significant damage to a pair of lich hounds this time, wounding both of them near death before they sort of faded away from you and saved their own lives, you could think of it as. So you guys had more success this time than you did the previous time, and you're sort of fighting this big battle of attrition. So once that was done, you guys made your way back up outside again, and you're currently outside resting, and there was some discussion about which way to enter this time, and I know there's some decisions to be made there. So that is our quick recap. I'm sure I missed a ton of details in that, but it was pretty much those two big approaches. Is there anything else anybody would like to add to our recap that I missed?
It was great. Good job.
All right, excellent. That's what we like to hear. So yes, we will get the group back out. So you guys are currently outside of the Scarlet Citadel in the woods nearby. So with that in mind, I will take you guys over to our map of Rosone. All right, you guys will likely recall as you're out here, you're sort of planning, discussing, and there's been some different ideas that have been thrown your way. Sebastian in particular suggested maybe trying to use the traps of the Scarlet Citadel against your opponents. If there's some way that you could lure them into that purplish lightning, for example, that would obviously be significantly harmful to them as well. Some of the rest of you guys suggested maybe pushing them in holes, but sounds like the ultimate plan is still yet to be hatched.
All right. Well, we I guess have to pick a direction for this time. So, which way do we want to go?
I feel like we gotta take control of the second level, set up there, and then find a way to lure them up into it.
All right. Purple lightning room, or do we try something else?
Well, I think that purple lightning room doesn't really give us the edge that we need. I mean, I think just pushing them over the pit probably be the better of the options.
I just want to see what happens when a bunch of people go through that lightning.
Knock 4 Trollkin through the thing and see what happens.
How long do Trollkin live?
I do not know. Well,
Can I do like a check to see if I know that information?
I mean, that's pretty specific. I would say, yeah, go ahead and give me a blind check. I'm gonna take this at disadvantage unless you had like some specific reason that you were studying up on Trollkin.
I did not.
You don't know. I don't think Mei's particularly familiar of Trollkin at all, but you do know that they regenerate. Might that have something to do with a longer lifespan, or might that burn them out faster? Hard to say.
Well, if what happened to Harmony happens to them, they might just be confused, but they might just be exactly the same. You know what I mean?
Still savage, perhaps. Just a little younger. Well, why don't we concentrate then on pitching them off the hole, catching them on fire, or dousing them with acid before they go over?
Yeah. Do you think if we shoot down at them, they'll be inclined to run up and get us? Or are we going to have to go down there to try to lure them up?
I wonder, they may see that as a provocative. We might be tipping our hand if we intentionally damage them, but perhaps we go and we stage something where we are talking too loudly and they hear us, so they know we are there and they come to investigate.
Works for me.
I'm just afraid if we start firing down at them, they will just leave the room and know that we are trying to do something, not sure what.
All right. Well, May, would you be comfortable doing what you do and running real fast and have them chase you?
No problem.
Well, let's get to the second level first, right? After we rest a little bit, and then see if they're up there. In which case, we're gonna have to kill the ones up there already, right?
I think it's all just circumstantial to see, well, what's on that level once we get around to it. But either way, I think we've got a good plan, and at least now we know, fire works really well. Make sure we, maintain that same retreat order in case things get a little dicey.
As they are bound to do in a Dungeons & Dragons game.
Indeed.
All right, so it sounds like some of the members of the group would like to take a short rest here. So if you'd like to take one, go ahead and just type into chat short rest, and that way I will apply one to you. You can deduct one from your display. All right,
Everybody.
full team. Yeah, I saw some maxed HP characters. I wasn't sure if we were going to have those guys do it, but yeah, we'll apply it to everyone. All right, so spending this bit of downtime here in the woods outside of the Scarlet Citadel, recovering as you rest and relax and find yourself back up to as good of shape as you can get. What is the plan?
I think we're gonna head into The first way we went in, right? The main door.
All right, you make your way into the main door. Okay, so you go through the ruins, you go to the trapdoor, you descend down there, you step through that decorative entrance, find yourself on the path with the bones, walk through there, and make your way to the entrance to the second floor. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary. As you do so, find your way to the spiral staircase, take that down, and then get yourself back to the location you've been a few times, and we'll get you guys back on the map.
And I'm guessing there's no sign of Ushlux when we go through again, right?
I'm assuming you guys are taking the most direct path, and no, you do not see him when you do so.
Okay.
I'm also going to assume, just so we don't set this up as a trap option, that you're going to send somebody down, trigger this trap, and then bypass, or are you going to wait on that?
I was thinking possibly wait and see if we could use this trap on them as well.
Yeah, I think the plan was for us to jump around it, knowing that where it's at and how it works, to work our way past it.
Do we just hop over it?
Yeah, you know where it is.
All right, let's just not trip it. All right.
So just in case, if we need to fall back one more time, we can make them run through that one.
Can I hear anything behind this door?
Listening carefully, no, it is quiet.
Anything behind that door, Hugo?
Let me see.
You step up and also listen here at the door, Hugo, but no, quiet.
It's all quiet. I think
Where?
maybe the majority of us set up in the pit room. Does that seem right?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And I'm sorry, Grask, I cannot cast that protection spell on you anymore.
It's all right.
Looked like the door was open over there. Are you seeing anything, Elliot?
No, don't see anything around the corner.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to open this door.
Feel free to click it. Yes, it is openable.
It's all clear this way. Should we be stealthy when we get to this part?
Perhaps May can go and scout ahead just to see, so we don't run into anything immediately.
strangely quiet as you're making your way through these halls, Mei. As you look to the south there, I think you spotted this once before, you see this shimmering wall of light that separates the stone floor from big piles of bones there.
I didn't see anything. Of course, the door's shut at the end of the hall.
Hmm.
Well, we know they seem to have interest in that alchemical machine.
I may be a little turned around, but Adam, are these markings that I can see in this room where we saw the time machine?
No, that was more to the southwest of the dungeon level. That is where, I'm trying to remember if Mei was here at that time, but that is where you originally ran into the gnome wizard and the devil.
Ah, I never saw that room. Harmony was a little preoccupied.
Yes, she was. Very preoccupied.
What's in here?
It's where the gnome was messing around.
Anything
Uh,
cool?
Thought we were going to the pit.
Oh, sorry, got distracted.
Yeah, the third level staircase is also over there. You wouldn't want to accidentally trigger a trap before we start the whole rigmarole.
Okay, can I hear anything at this door?
You listen carefully, and yes, you hear the sound of books rustling.
Any robotic metal mechanisms?
As you listen more carefully and listening specifically for that, yes.
Just be careful of the pit.
I'm just seeing the librarians.
As you enter this room, I'm going to lock the tokens momentarily. So, Elliot, as you approach, and Mei, you step in, you notice both of these metallic men. In the past, they did not seem to really respond to you or react to your presence in any way. As you actually enter, you see they both kind of look at you and immediately start walking away.
Oh, that's
The
new.
alarm system.
Should I follow them? See where they go?
Don't
I
stray
will.
too far.
Watch the edge.
Adam, is the machine in this room?
It is not, but as you're standing there observing them, you notice both of them stand here, and then almost at the same moment, they kind of just shift slightly. As you see, there is a movement on the ground, and you hear that same sound that you heard previously of sort of like a spring in the air as you notice the machine suddenly pops into existence. As it does so, the first thing that you sort of sense is this odor. It's a strange odor to really place. It almost seems very earthy and natural, but somehow not like the natural parts that you're used to. And indeed, the other thing that comes through this time machine is a very massive creature that suddenly pops into existence right next to it. And this, guys, is where we're going to enter initiative.
T-Rex?
All right, and as this occurs, you guys are kind of all moving at the same time, so we won't call this we won't call this a surprise. Think of this as you're hearing this sound, and that's what's occurring just as your turn comes up. All right, Sebastian wins initiative. He'll get a little closer and perhaps dash to here. Grask.
I can tell where the sound's coming from.
You certainly heard the sound of like the machine pop back in, and you might even hear like a thump and then a loud reptilian roar, much louder and stronger and bigger than what Grass could do.
Okay, here is 30 feet. Bring it back this way. And I will ready an action to attack it if it comes in range.
Okay, Mei.
Oh my god! I think May is pretty scared, so she's just gonna throw things from here.
Okay.
May, let's use ranged attacks and draw him back to that pit.
Sounds like a plan.
The dart does indeed strike the large reptile, barely wounding it. A second one will connect as well. Wounding it a second time.
I'm gonna say, come here, you overgrown lizard! I think that may have maxed out my movement, so.
Okay, Renaud.
Okay, Renaud isn't quite sure what's going on yet, so he's gonna start making his way. That's 15, 20. Or no, that was 25, so here's 30. I can just barely see a sliver there. But is that enough for me to, I don't think I'm going to Eldritch Blast him, but to do any, one of the Sacred Flame kind of
I'm going to say
save
no,
spells?
only because you can't even see the portrait. You're literally only seeing the ring. So that's
Yeah.
how, so I would say you have to at least see some of the portrait for that.
Fine. I think I'll take. Okay, bonus action, Shillelagh, main action, dodge, and that's my turn.
Okay. Hugo.
What the hell is going on?
You're not gonna believe this!
Large beast.
All right, I'm ready for it. Bring it out. And Hugo will ready in action to cast Firebolt if he sees a hostile creature.
Okay. Elliot.
All right. Elliot is going to take a step forward and kind of flip his dagger around in his hand, and with uncanny precision, he's going to try to throw his dagger at this giant beast, as Grass called it.
Yes, the dagger does indeed connect, sort of cutting into the creature before clattering to the ground.
I don't know if that still applies, but there's the wording of it. But after he does that, he's going to begin to move backwards, kind of Jeff Goldblum Lost World style, with his eyes on the creature. And he'll use his bonus action to summon the dagger with his weapon bond back to his hand.
Yeah, and just for clarification, dueling will not apply. There actually is a specific weapon style or fighting style for throwing. Okay, so you're going to notice this creature charges forth, seeing the tasty hedgehog closest nearby. As the creature gets up to here, moving through this area and getting into better view, Grask, you easily recognize this as what is known as a Spinosaurus. This seems to be a young version of the breed. They get much larger than this, believe it or not. These beasts would actually exist in the swamp areas of Markazor from where you are from, and you know that they typically serve, like if there's a great chieftain of a lizard folk clan, they will sort of tame one of these and make it their riding mount. They are known to be able to carry up to 3 medium creatures or 1 large creature, and they are so affiliated, at least, again, I don't want to give too much away, but you saw where this one came from. I'll say the ones that you know of from the swamps in Markazor, they are so attached to reptilian humanoids and like upbringings and training and all that sort of stuff that they avoid attacking reptilian humanoids unless they absolutely have to, and even then they don't really want to, so they're at disadvantage. As it charges forth
yes.
and all this information kind of hits your head and you're looking at it, I don't know if that changes anything you're doing. It does not change what it's doing, however, and it is going to try to bite out at Mei Yi. Mei Yi, defensive roll, please. Oof. This is going to be a critical hit on Mei Yi. Mei Yi, I'm going to need you to roll a piercing crit. Oof. Oh my goodness. Okay, twice as many damage as normal, so let's do that first.
Wait, should I roll the damage?
Nope. I'll take care of that for you. Okay, here comes a critical bite from this huge dinosaur. That will deal 47 points of piercing damage. As it bites onto you, Mei Yi, with a critical hit, it is also grappling you in its jaws. And at the same time that it has you grappled, it is then going to attack with its claws at you as you're in its mouth. Because that did such a whopping amount of damage and drop you to 0, these attacks will be at advantage. And if they hit, they're automatic critical hits. So Mei Yi, I need you to give me a defensive roll at disadvantage. Okay, that means that will indeed hit, and that's going to be damage, so that will be 2 failed death saves, and then it's going to try to hit you with that second one. I'll need another defensive roll at disadvantage.
Does anyone have anything inspiration-wise that they can throw at me right now?
I used my inspiration last.
I don't have mine either.
And I don't have any kind of reactions or anything.
All right, unfortunately, Mei Yi, this has just not been your time in this campaign, I swear, Libby. So the luck has just been terrible. So yes, he is going to bite, get that crit, and then hit with both of his claws. So you guys are going to notice in one fell swoop as the hedgehog is bit dramatically, almost in half, before you notice the dinosaur just kind of clawing at the creature in its gullet here and taking Mei Yi down. And pretty quickly, based on her size, you notice he just gulps Mei Yi down. Top of the round, Sebastian.
Oh my god.
Sebastian will get to here and take a shot, which will miss. Grask, your turn.
Okay, I will move to here. I will rage.
Oh, I forgot to mention that dinosaur takes 2d4 piercing damage when it grapples me.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so as it's in the jaws, go ahead and throw. Hey, you got to get your revenge somehow. Absolutely, throw those dice. I will definitely apply that. All right, so yes, you'll notice the dinosaur's tongue is poked and prodded and pierced by the hedgehog's spines as it goes down. All right, Grask.
Okay, I'll rage. I'm using the Tundra aura, which just gives me some temp HP. I already have that. I'm just using that because I'm probably going to need it next round. I don't like my odds of recklessing this guy because he seems pretty bad, so I'm just going to swing at him.
That will connect. Slashing in and wounding the creature as it slashes into its scales.
And the next one.
That'll connect as well. Yes, cutting into more of its chest area here, and you can see now you've cut open a part of the scales, and you can see blood is beginning to trickle down, and in response it kind of finishes swallowing Mei and then roars right in your face.
This beast is feral.
Unfortunately, Mei is slain. We'll move her out of initiative. Renaud.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it possible for me to do the firebolt reaction since I see it now?
You, let me just see the measurement. Yes, you're definitely going to be able to. There might be some cover in play here. Yes, you can, but I am going to give it cover.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that firebolt is going to strike into that west wall block there, that sort of pillar, and not strike the creature. Okay, Renaud.
Well, Renaud is... He's going to, I guess, Eldritch Blast this guy. Because, yeah. I will not move it at this point. If I hit.
You do indeed, yes.
So that's one. And another.
The second will strike as well, wounding the creature.
And not sure if he's going to survive for us to shove him down the hole, but I'm going to retreat back here to kind of get myself set up for that.
All right, anything else on your turn, Renaud?
That's it.
Okay, Hugo.
Hugo yells out, like, what are we doing? We're killing this thing, or?
I think it is not going to survive the fall. We just end it.
Okay, so Hugo... move up. I'm just gonna firebolt, I guess, again.
All right, you line up a firebolt. It's pretty big, and Elliot's pretty small, so yes, you can easily fire over him. That'll connect. Wounding the creature as it scorches it in the shoulder.
And then as bonus action, I'm gonna try to telekinetically shove.
The creature?
Yeah.
I believe that's limited to large, right?
I think the wording of it doesn't say. It doesn't have like a size.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and throw that then. It is not pushed back. I think it must be the Battle Master push. I remember seeing that large limitation somewhere. It must have been on that one. All right, so yes, creature is indeed wounded.
All right, Hugo yells out, is May's body, like, visible, or did it eat her?
It ate her, like swallowed her body down its gullet.
God. All right. He says a quick prayer to Halen, and then moves back a couple spaces.
Okay, Elliot's turn.
Okay, Elliot is going to move up against his companion's side with dagger in hand, and he's going to take a stab out at the creature.
That will certainly connect.
Nice, and my sneak attack will be with that one.
Wounding the creature.
And then second attack.
Yes, also connects. Wounding him again. He is looking poked, prodded, and battered.
Let's action surge. 2 more stabs.
That'll hit as well. Wounding the creature near death.
No!
That will miss.
So close.
All right, the creature is not going to pick the reptilian humanoid in front of him, so he is going to strike out at Elliot. Elliot, I will need 2 defensive rolls, please. Both of these attacks will connect as you try to evade, but he's just too big and fast as those jaws snap down on you for 30 points of piercing damage, and then both claws connect as well for another 23 for a total of 53 points of damage. Or actually, you only rolled 1 defensive roll. Roll me a second one too, so he gets 2 claw attacks.
Okay, that second one, if it hits, is going to kill me.
I think it'll drop you, probably not kill you though.
No, not kill me, like outright.
It kills you outright?
No, it would not kill me outright.
Okay, I was going to say, bam, that's 2 down. Wow. Okay, so Elliot drops to the ground after the creature does a flurry of attacks here. So we will move to Sebastian. Libby, since May is out of commission, would you like to work Sebastian until we can get a new character for you?
Sure.
Excellent. Okay, let me pull his info up and let me share you the details of him.
Libby's like, hell no. Get away from me, Adam.
I know, I swear, I feel so bad because it's always Libby. Like, the dice just do not like her.
It was pretty bad.
Okay, you now have access to Sebastian's character sheet, Mei, and you should be able to see through his eyes. To not confuse anything, I'm just going to put Mei herself there to hopefully fix that. While this is going on, so we're back at the top of the round, Renaud and Hugo, I will say you're hearing some movement come from the east. And it is Sebastian's turn.
Great.
Where do I see his character?
Oh, yeah,
sheet or
sorry.
just-
So if you go to the handout section, it's going to be under Appendix 3 Player Handouts, and there's an NPCs folder, and you will see Sebastian's name there. Just go ahead and click on him to open his sheet. And if it's easier, actually, I think I can do it this way. Does that pop up on screen for you so you can see it?
Well, I just found it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. There we go. Okay. I know he's got his longbow in hand, right?
He does, yes.
Let's let that fly again. But I'll move him over here.
I hear noise coming from the east. Careful.
What's coming from the? Oh, you hear? Oh, okay. I missed that part. Sorry. If I just click on this will work, right?
Yes, you should be able to just click on the attack. All right, nice. You fire off a shot at the big dinosaur and go ahead and post damage. And to do that, you're just going to click on the word attack there in the chat. For NPCs, it's a little bit different. Okay, your arrow hits for 9 points of damage, and once again, as seems to always be the case, Sebastian saves the day as the dinosaur is slain.
It's Libby this time.
Yeah. I think Libby just needs to not play her own character, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. That's the trick.
Libby was always supposed to be Sebastian.
Wait, we got to hear her French accent first, though.
Oh my god, it would be so bad.
Are we still initiative Elliot bleeding out kind of scenario?
We are, yes.
Okay.
I think Sebastian's gonna be prepared for any sort of entrance of anyone else.
All right, he takes a shot and then moves over in that direction as we move to Grask.
I feel like there's no way Grask heard the sounds from the east.
Not next to a roaring dinosaur, I can't imagine.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to pick up Elliot and bring him as much as I can into the room with the others.
All right, so he's just a halfling, so if you grapple him and based on your strength, I will say that doesn't half your movement.
Works for me. I got 40 feet, so here's 20, here's 30. I'll do 10 more to here, and I guess like prop him up in a chair. He got knocked out.
So you're putting him in front of you, like right there, just in case it might happen to be important?
Okay, well, Grask doesn't know that there's bad people here. I guess I will put him behind me, if I can, not in a non-metagamey way. He puts him on the floor and not in a chair comfortably.
All right, fair enough.
We're metagaming. That's it. We're in panic mode now. Metagame.
And that's me, because I don't know anything else going on. I drop rage.
All right, entering the room, you notice a trollkin. As he steps into the room, spotting you all, he gives off this grunt sound, sort of calling out. As you notice that he has a longbow in his hands. And as he turns the corner, he's going to take 2 shots at Renaud. Renaud, 2 defensive rolls, please.
Okay.
Both of these arrows will manage to connect against you here, Renaud, for a total of 14 points of damage. And we move to Renaud's turn.
I don't think I'm concentrating on anything, but
I don't think you are, because otherwise I'd have said apply that damage twice separately for 2 checks.
yeah. Okay. Bonus action: healing light to Elliot.
Okay, yeah.
As soon as I click it. That's my last healing dice as well. So 1 hit point to Elliot. Congratulations.
Elliot, you are conscious once again with 1 level of exhaustion.
Don't eat me too!
Then, Renaud is going to scoot 1 step over. He is going to say, light it up. And then he is going to hold his action and Eldritch Blast until the creature has been fired or acided somehow.
Okay, so you're holding an action to shoot an Eldritch Blast at this specific opponent once he's been hit with some kind of fire or acid attack.
Can I amend that to... I'm trying to think. I can't leave it open-ended to the effect of, like, until Renaud sees an advantageous time to use it.
No, it has to be a perceivable, specific circumstance.
Can I have 2 different triggers? Like,
No.
A, he's set on fire, or...
No, you're not allowed to have conditional logic in your ready to action.
But, that's a... Okay. I am going to That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold my action until someone acids or fires the troll, this specific troll.
Okay, fair enough. Rushing into the room, you notice a lich hound, and it steps up towards Sebastian and is going to attempt to bite him. All right, Sebastian, let me make sure I've got this set up right, because NPC defense rolls are a little bit different. So I know I've got this turned on for me, but probably not for you, Libby, so let me just take care of that real quick.
Hey, if Elliot had been sitting in the chair, would he be considered prone? If you weekend and Bernie someone, are they prone?
I think so, yeah. Oh, okay, so Libby, it looks like I did give you access to this one. I'm not sure when or why, but if you click Sebastian's token in the top in the token actions, do you see an NPC dash defense roll?
Yep.
Perfect. Hey, all right, I was even ahead of the game. All right, so click on him and click that as the Lich Hound is going to try to bite Sebastian.
I think this is from the last time I played Sebastian.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, yeah. Okay.
From the
I
last
hope-
time
I hope-
Adam killed you.
I hope I don't kill Sebastian too.
Well, not with that roll, you certainly won't, as he is able to evade the Lich Hound's bite. And we move to Hugo's turn.
Okay. Hugo is going to move to here. As the bonus action, I'm going to telekinetically shove the hound.
Okay. You are successful as the hound is shoved backwards.
And then for his action, he will firebolt the troll.
The firebolt will miss.
No! As I see Renaud helpless.
I cannot fire if you cannot fire. God damn it.
So in that case, Hugo will move to here now. Action surge, and then he's going to cast Thunder Wave.
Nice, okay.
At second level, I guess. Why not?
Okay, boost it up a bit, all right.
All right.
Both creatures are pushed back 10 feet. So as the troll goes to the edge, he reaches up trying to grab onto the ledge here. And I'll allow you to roll this. So just give me a d20 roll here, Hugo, and I'm taking the inverse. So high is good for you. Okay, so we'll call that a 9 for him, plus his modifier. He is able to grab on to the ledge with one hand as he is on the edge here. Go ahead and pick any typical die here, Hugo, and just roll it. So a d4, d6, d8, whatever you want. Just pick any of those dice and roll it. Okay, so you notice part of this begins to give way as it's crumbling as you remember your other companion, or who fell this way. As he's holding it on, it begins to crumble. He's then going to make a dexterity saving throw to see if he can grab on. Another d20 roll, Hugo, as this will take the inverse once again. Okay, so that's a 3 for his roll, and he does not have high enough dex for that, so you see him plummet over the edge into obscurity. The hound now, go ahead and pick any die, and go ahead and roll that. That part does not crumble as the Lich Hound stays upon it.
We need to fire the one that fell. He hasn't been hit with fire yet. And that's pretty much everything Hugo can do.
And go ahead and throw me 7d6 again, Hugo, just to apply that fall damage in case that becomes important. And then we'll move to Elliot's turn.
Okay. Elliot does not have anything that's going to help with the old fire from distance, so he is going to first bonus action. He's going to second wind.
Okay.
And he will move, let's see, to here. And he will take a stab with a silver dagger for his first attack.
The silver dagger connects, and once again, you realize it's fully effective against the Lich Hound.
Is it prone or anything from the Thunder Wave, or just push back?
Just pushed back. Slashing and wounding the Hound.
And then I'm going to try a little desperate push. Shove action. What is that, an athletics check?
Yes.
Not my greatest check in the world. We'll see how it goes. Dang it.
You try to push the Lich Hound, but it literally just lazily leans to one side and you miss. All right, coming through the doorway is another of these Trollkins that steps up next to you, Elliot. That was 25 feet of movement. It's going to get into the advantageous position and take that flank against you, Elliot, as it pierces out with the spear that it's holding twice. 2 defensive rolls, please.
Oh man, I didn't see 2 of them in the initiative order.
You will manage... Oh, go ahead.
Never mind.
The first one is going to hit you, so he does manage to stab you with that spear, but the second one you manage to evade. That is going to deal 5 points of piercing damage to you, Elliot. This guy has been slain, so he's out. All right, we move to the top of the round, and you're going to notice another of these Trollkin comes through, and he is also going to approach you, Elliot, noticing that you are very wounded and weak. And as he steps up, he is going to stab out at you twice. 2 more defense rolls.
Can Sebastian use his reaction?
Unfortunately not, because he has his bow in hand at the moment, so he has to have a shield or his weapon, I believe, for that to work.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, actually, the way that it's worded for the NPC, it doesn't say that. Interesting. Okay, the PC version, you have to have one, but this looks a little bit different. So, warrior imposes this on attack roll of a creature within 5 feet of it. Okay, so this guy's not within 5 feet of Sebastian, so unfortunately not on him. You could have done that on the one to the north, though.
Sorry, Sebastian.
I don't think it would have mattered on that one, though, because it's still what it
Elliot.
is. So this spear attack, both of them will connect against you, Elliot. So as he stabs out, he's going to hit you first for 5 points of piercing damage. That will drop you to exactly 0. He is then going to stab at you on the ground, hitting you and causing 2 failed death saves. Then we move to Sebastian.
Okay. So... Oh no, I can't. Okay. I can't go there. So I'll be at the right here. So what is the whole... Would he have to drop his bow in order to draw his rapier?
Nope. So he wouldn't be using his shield at the moment, but he could pull his rapier and just hold bow in one hand and rapier in the other.
Okay. Let's try that and start stabbing.
Okay, I assume you're stabbing at the one just to your east there, right?
Yes.
All right, yes, that will certainly connect as you pierce into the Trollkin and wound it.
And he doesn't have like extra attack or anything like that?
He does not at this level yet.
Okay.
They try to build the sidekicks not too cool so that players feel overshadowed, you know?
Alrighty. That's about it, I think.
All right, fair enough. We move to Grask.
This is the most Sebastian's ever hit. Okay, I am moving this way for 25 feet. Good.
That'll work, yeah.
Okay, I will use my last rage and do Tundra again, so everyone within 10 feet of me gets 3 temp HP.
I wonder if that applies to downed individuals.
Does temp HP bring people back up, or would he have that?
I'm pretty sure that is a no, but I don't know if it even applies to them at all. I'm going to see if I can find that real quick.
Okay, I'm going to hit the guy between me and Sebastian, because Sebastian's holding a weapon and threatening him now, right?
Yes.
Stabbing him.
Cool. I will recklessly attack him and use Great Weapon Master. Here we go. 2 swings. The dog. I can't reach the dog. I'll be in pit push range.
At advantage, yes, that will hit. You slash into the Trollkin, wounding him badly. The second one, however, will miss as he manages to evade your reckless attack.
Okay, that's me.
Before Renaud's turn. Okay, it's Renaud's turn.
Damn, Adam. You should have seen me in here, sitting here. I was like, no!
See, it works every time.
It does. Okay, what kind of line of sight issues would I have attacking the dog right now with a Eldritch Blast?
Not so much line of sight, but you certainly will have some cover. So think of it like any token that it goes through. So Elliot's currently down. I wouldn't count him, but you're basically going through 2 levels of cover. So both Hugo and Grass from your current position.
That would be like a half cover.
Yep, basically.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'll do to solve that a little bit. Maybe. How about if I pop down here? Am I still gonna clip Sebastian or?
I think you're good there. If you go from your corner, you're good.
Okay. So Eldritch Blast. If this hits, I'm definitely pushing him. The dog.
Okay. The blast does hit. And you notice the Lich Hound is pushed back 10 feet, and you watch in anticipation for it to drop, but instead it just lifts its head, floating in midair.
That's some bullshit. Okay. Well, I guess you got me, Adam. You got me.
Fly speed, sorry.
Oh no. Okay. Well, how about oh god. I'm gonna blast. I don't even know now. No heals left. I'm out. I'm sorry. We're about to lose Elliot here. Unless I'm almost positive, and it won't even apply on this round. My bloodline ability, I don't believe it says anything about being able to use one of your own spell slots to use. Correct, Adam? As minor abilities, Sign can cast Cure Wounds as a first level spell. They must finish a short or long rest before using it again. So
I think generally that's how they all work, though, right? Like once you know the spell, you can spend your own spell slots on it. So yeah, I would certainly allow you to spend your own spell slots on Cure Wounds.
Okay, and actually, I forgot since we did short rest that would come back anyway. Unfortunately, I've already started Eldritch Blasting, so I guess I'm going to keep doing that. So which one? I guess I'm going to try and hit this guy. Ooh, I'm gonna just jog up my last 5 feet. So that's 30 right there. So I'll try and maybe I'll get lucky and shove him off the damn thing. So here we go.
That will manage to hit, even with cover, so I'll apply that damage. And then you assume you're pushing.
Please.
All right, so now that he's at the edge, pick any die and go ahead and roll it. Yep, that's a possibility. So now roll just a generic d20 as the inverse of his dex save. All right, yes, you'll notice he gets to the edge here and the ground underneath his feet crumbles and he does indeed fall into the hole.
Well, that's good. I think that is all Renaud has, other than shouting, "I don't have any healing left," I do have some, but I can't do it yet. Hold on, Elliot, and that's his turn.
All right. Yes, unfortunately, much like you suspected here, Renaud, the Lich Hound is going to fly up next to Grask here. It is going to bite at Grask. Grask, defensive roll, please. It is going to connect against Grask, dealing 10 piercing, and I'll need a strength save.
5 with rage.
Yep. You will succeed on this save and are not. That actually would have been an interesting strategy. But no. And then because it does get that bonus action ability, unfortunately, Elliot, your quest to not have this character die this entire campaign has come to an end. As you notice, the Lich Hound rips Elliot, tearing into him while he's on the ground. And as he already has 2 failed death saves, that would count as a third. As we move to Hugo.
Hugo, just like shell shocked. He's going to cast Burning Hands. I'm sort of unclear on cones, like what squares they would fill up here, but I know it has smart AoE. I guess I can just pull that out and see what I get.
Yeah, so typically you want to be in the position you're going to be before you do it, so you don't have to like move around, but based on what you just said, okay, no problem. Throw it out, put it where you'd think you'd want it to be, and then go ahead and take your movement.
Well, basically, I wanted to be able to hit those 2, so I thought maybe if I went here, they would. Yeah,
You could certainly do that. Just keep in mind you are stepping away from him and provoking that opportunity attack.
That's okay.
All right, excellent. So as you step back there, Hugo, he will indeed stab out at you with that spear. Defensive roll, please. He manages to catch you off guard, stabbing as you step away for 8 points of piercing.
Hugo takes it just sort of in like a daze after seeing Elliot go down. This wasn't supposed to go this way. And he will cast Burning Hands, sculpting it to avoid his ally.
All right, so we will just temporarily... Let's temporarily move Grask out of the way, and then we'll get that back to where it needs to be. There you go. And just in case, I'm going to move... Yeah, Sebastian as well. Okay, so both of the opponents fail and are burnt. Elliot's body succeeds, but is burnt a little bit anyway.
All right, and Hugo will back up to here, and he will, as a bonus action, telekinetically shove the troll.
Sure, yeah, give that a shot. You are indeed successful, as you notice Sebastian rolling some dice on that table right in front of him. Yes, he is pushed there, and then pick any die. Go ahead and roll it.
Stop gambling for once, Sebastian. This is serious.
Okay, that ground there is fairly solid, and he does not have any risk of falling.
Okay, I'll move my last spot and then end my turn.
Alrighty, yeah, end your turn, and next up will be the Trollkin. Alright, so on the Trollkin's turn, he is burning at the moment. He is going to step away from this edge, and he is going to pierce out at Sebastian twice. So I will need 2 defensive rolls, Sebastian. Oh, we still got you there, Libby?
Oh, sorry, hitting the wrong button. Was that a damage roll? Sorry.
That's 2 defensive rolls from Sebastian. He will be struck on both of those as the Trollkin manages to hit him twice for 17 points of damage.
Is there a good way to keep track of that on this?
Yes, just go ahead and click on his token. You'll notice the bubbles pop up, and the green one in the middle, just click that, hit -17, enter, and it will automatically set it to the correct value. Okay, so before Sebastian's turn, and then Sebastian's turn. So did the bubbles work for you, Libby?
Yeah, I think so. I added the temporary hit points that Grask had given initially.
Which I think was 3, right?
Right. Did it?
So it looks like you okay, so you added the 3. All right, perfect. Now go ahead and take off the 17. All right, there you go. So Sebastian is currently wounded. Keep in mind he does have the second wind as a bonus action if you want to use that, and it is his turn. Yeah, feel free to do what you like.
I'm gonna stab the Trollkin with the rapier. I don't know why I did that. Sorry.
No worries. A little lag there, perhaps. So he stabs out once and misses.
And I guess let's go ahead and try the second wind.
All right, you can increase his HP by 13. And then we move to Grask's turn.
Okay, reckless, great weapon attack. 2 on the dog.
Miss, and then that one will critically hit. Damage is normal, and the creature loses 1d6 hit points at the start of its next turn. All right, go ahead and post damage. Okay, he is wounded by that mighty strike, and then we will apply a downwards arrow with a 6 on it for we know next round.
And then Great Weapon Master, if I remember right, lets me get another attack as a bonus action.
Because you criticaled?
Oh god, let me find it.
Yeah, it's on the crit. Or when you down someone.
When you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce creature to 0.
Yeah, that's a crit. It's not like you call that a crit one, so yeah, that'll count. And still reckless? Yes, that will hit. Okay, you wound him again.
That is me.
Okay, before Renaud's turn. Okay, Renaud's turn.
Aww. Does the troll in front of me still look like he's smoldering, burning?
No.
Okay. I'm going to cast Chains of Perdition onto the dog.
Okay, all right, let's see that one.
So dex save from him?
So
Or I guess spell.
save.
Yeah.
He will succeed on the save.
Bummer. All right. What happens when it doesn't work? So much text.
Yeah, basically it looks like no effect, but on successive rounds, assuming you maintain concentration, you could use a bonus action to try to get it to go after another opponent.
Yeah. That's a bummer. Okay, well, that's pretty much, I think, everything that I've got.
All right, Grass, the Lich Hound is going to bite out at you at advantage since you reckless. So defense roll at disadvantage. Ooh, that one's close. You just managed to evade the bite, and you notice as you do, the Lich Hound fades away. Hugo's turn.
Okay. First things first, he will telekinetically shove the troll forward.
Okay. That will certainly succeed as you shove him forward.
And then I'll follow that up with a firebolt right in his face.
That will also hit. Burning him near death.
Someone finish it. And Hugo will look to the rest of them and see if people want to start running. And that's the end of his turn.
Okay. All right, he's going to try a risky maneuver here. He's going to step away from Sebastian. Sebastian, you can take an opportunity attack if you wish.
Certainly.
That will connect and kill the Trollkin as he steps away. He was hoping to go into that room and close the door and make it hard for you guys to get him, but it did not work. All right, top of the round, we move to Sebastian.
Where is there anyone else coming? Let's see here.
One that fell below is probably going to regain.
Oh, did I just accidentally close that door?
I think you did, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I mean, Sebastian can't, like, burn anything, so he's gonna hold his action to fire the longbow if somebody comes within vision. Does that work?
It does, yeah. Ready to action to take a shot? Okay, Grask.
He's going to pick up. Oh wait, Sebastian didn't just take a shot. She ready an action to take a shot.
Correct.
Okay. In order to save time from taking stuff off Elliot, I'm just going to pick Elliot up. We have to leave now before the rest come.
I agree.
I will move to here to not lose too much vision on what's going on, but I'm holding Elliot.
Okay, I will move Elliot off screen as you have Elliot in hand. Okay, Renaud's turn.
No, before Renaud's turn there.
I've gotten better at doing that step off the side.
I am going to scoot around here. Going to take almost my full movement. Can't hold bonus actions, I guess, so I'm going to hold a main action to Eldritch Blast the dog if it reappears anywhere near me.
Okay.
That's my turn. Yeah.
Before Hugo's turn, the Lich Hound reappears right by you here, Renaud. And yeah, go ahead, Grask, and roll that d6. I'll take it off the dog at this point. You'll have to make those shots at disadvantage as he's in melee range with you.
Right, so the first one I guess would be a 13 then.
Okay, that will miss. The second one will manage to connect as you puncture into him with the Eldritch Blast. After he comes back into this area, he is going to attempt to bite you, Renaud, and I will need a defensive roll. You manage to evade those jaws as they snap right by you. This guy is toast, so we move to Sebastian's turn. So, Sebastian, you had a readied action.
Oh wait, hold on.
Unfortunately,
It's sorry, it skipped me, Adam.
Oh, my bad. Let me get you back up there.
So yeah, I'm firebolting it. Get off of him!
Yes, that will hit as well. Singeing the Lich Hound.
And then I carefully creep. Creep to there. And I can't see over the edge from there, right?
Not well.
All right. So I guess I will telekinetically shove it away from me.
You sure? Yeah, go ahead and throw that. You successfully do that.
And I yell to the two in front of me. The dog is repaired. It's attacking Renaud.
Okay, Sebastian.
Sebastian wheels around from keeping an eye on the hallway and steps up here and launch. Can he, launch his longbow at that point?
So he'll interact with object to sheath his rapier and then take a shot. Yeah, you can do that. That will connect. All right, you're going to notice that the Lich Hound is resistant to this regular arrow. All right, anything else on your turn, Sebastian?
Was that 10 feet of movement or 5 to get there?
That would be 10 to go around the corner. Okay, Grask.
Okay, I will drop Elliot's body, move 15 feet, move 10 feet, 25 feet of movement. I will recklessly attack this.
Okay.
And Great Weapon Master.
That will connect. wounding the Lich Hound.
And another Great Webmaster.
This will critically hit. Same one as before. Okay, normal damage. Alright, as the blade slashes into the Lich Hound this time, you hear an unholy crack as the creature simply fades away.
Dog's gone, we go. And I've got 15 feet of movement left, so I'll move 10 here.
Alright, we are officially out of combat as there's no immediate threats right by you guys.
I think we're hauling butt out, right?
Yeah.
We're leaving. I'll pick Elliot back up.
Okay, you take Elliot in hand.
They must have heard everything from the hall. We have to leave quickly. We'll take a detour so we don't have to go anywhere near where that trap door opens.
As you're making your way that way, you all can hear the sound of movement coming from the west.
So that's where we came from?
No, that would be through towards that room with where the devil was.
Oh, through this way.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna keep an eye out in the back. Sebastian. What the hell was that lizard thing?
I had never seen anything like it. It must have come through the time device. All right, be careful on these.
Do I need to declare anything to not hit the trap?
Since you guys have done this so many times, unless you're in the middle of combat, I'm going to assume that you're able to pass it without any risk.
All right. I don't have enough time to summon my unseen servant, unfortunately. I think they will be here before I have a chance.
Alright, so it sounds like you guys make your way quickly up the stairs with the intention of exiting through the main entrance once again.
Yep.
Ooh, it had to happen sometime, and what a bad time for it to happen. Okay, let's get you guys all up here.
What do you mean, Adam?
Oh, you shall see momentarily.
Oh.
All right, so as you guys make your way up the area here, I'm going to go ahead and put you back on the first floor map. And remove anybody who might be dead. All right, so yes, as you guys are making your way around and no real worries, Grask, just because you're front there, I'm going to pick on you. As you step around the corner here, you notice a shadowy figure flittering at the end of the hall.
God, what now?
Might be more of the creatures on the first floor.
And as you're talking, you can hear the sound of footsteps from down below.
The way out is through. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, Grask, as you start to push into the room, this is where we will roll initiative. All right, who wants to roll the all-important die?
Which die?
It's going to be a D6.
I'll do it.
This is how many rounds before the opponents from lower level get to where you are currently. Okay, it's been rolled secretly even to enhance the suspense. I like it. All right.
Oh,
So at the top of the
Oh,
round,
fuck. I didn't even realize.
at the top of the round, Grask, you're going to notice as one of these creatures filters around. As it gets into this area, see it floats closer and then floats even closer. This one does the same. And Hugo, you are up next.
So, you said we can use spell slots to cast our bloodline abilities? Is that possible with the protection from evil?
Yes, yep. So the way I basically figure this is the bloodline ability gives you the knowledge of the spell and it allows you to use it, right, as part of the bloodline ability. But like all the other ones, if you get a spell through a feat, you can also use spell slots to cast those. So yes.
Okay. In that case, Hugo will run up and use a first level spell slot to cast protection from evil on Grask, from good and evil. In case you got an angel coming at us next.
You never know.
And since that corner's there, they wouldn't get an opportunity attack if you ran back, right? Sort of blocking the way.
Typically speaking, unless they have some kind of special ability.
Okay. So then he'll sort of back up a little bit, and he looks at the other people coming up the stairs, and he's like, "They're coming."
As you step away, Hugo, unfortunately, these creatures do indeed have that special ability, so they will take an opportunity attack, or the one will. So I will ask for a defensive roll.
Okay. Are they undead?
They
affected
are,
by the
yes.
protection?
Okay, so that is a 17. Yes, you managed to evade that shadowy hand that moves through the wall to touch you.
Oh God. And I guess, he'll push the one right in front of him one square away, or try to with the shove.
Sure, yeah, give it a shot. You're successful shoving it backwards.
Okay, and that's the end of his turn. He's sort of ushering people in and saying, "We got to get past him somehow."
Okay, Sebastian.
Okay. Does this one have cover from the corner?
He does, yes.
All right, I'm gonna longbow this one.
Okay, firing over grass to try to hit him. Yeah, go ahead and take your attack. Unfortunately, trying to make sure you do not hit grass, you shoot long.
Shoot. Going back to that protection, it doesn't seem to have a number of uses.
Nope, the protection ability is unlimited.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, move to Grask's turn.
We have to get out now. I'm going to recklessly Great Weapon Master attack the one to my north.
So I assume that
Which I
means you are
compass
dropping
my west.
Elliot on the ground?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, Great Axe attack to the one physically above me, but to my west.
That will miss.
And the second.
That one will connect. And you are going to notice as you slash into the creature that it is resistant to your strike.
To the silvered one?
Indeed, yes.
And I will try and hit it with the Hungry Jaws as well. Ignore the -5 on that.
That will hit. Yes, and your jaws are also resisted against, so you wound it somewhat, but you notice a little wisp of shadow still there.
And I will step to... Oh no, there's more coming. I don't want to step at all. That is me.
You'll notice another one swings in as we move to Renaud's turn.
Oh, there's so many! Moving. Moving. Renaud is making all of these sounds in character right now. Okay, let's okay, Eldritch Blast. This guy right here.
I didn't see where you pointed, but I'm assuming you're going through at least Sebastian and Grant. Okay. All right, yeah, go ahead.
That shouldn't be a disadvantage, but yeah.
That will manage to hit past both your companions, and dealing force damage, it wounds the creature fully effectively.
I will move it if I'm able.
You are.
I'm going to fire at it again, since that seemed to actually do a decent amount of damage. For my second attack, my second blast.
That unfortunately will, or actually that will connect and make it almost destroyed.
Okay. Don't have any other great bonus action stuff. Oh, you know what? This is probably foolish because I will be out of the protection of Grask, but I will bonus action. Ooh. Nope.
I don't know the ooh ability. What's that one?
I was going to bonus action Misty Step, but I'm going to be right in the smack dab middle of all these guys. So I guess I'm not going to do that. That's my turn.
All right, Grass, you're going to notice the other one flies right on up towards you and reaches out with that dark hand. Defensive roll, please.
It's going to be flat because of protection and reckless.
Flat, yes. You will evade the touch. Okay, you will notice this one is going to move up and also try to touch you, as the two shadows seem to have no trouble filling in the same space. You will evade that one as well, and then another one. That one will manage to connect against you, Grask, dealing 10 points of necrotic damage, and roll a d4 and reduce your strength by that much.
I have some temp from Hungry, but let me roll that d4.
And I think we discussed about the easy way of adding the strength reduction, right? Did we go over that in this campaign? If nobody remembers,
I got it.
You got it. Okay, perfect. Good deal. We will move on. Hugo.
Okay. I think these guys gonna get killed. So Hugo's gonna telekinetically push the one in front.
There are two in front, and they kind of overlap one another, but yes, go ahead and give it a try.
Oh, if there's two in front instead, shoot, that won't work.
Yeah, so just for visibility's sake, let me move Elliot's body, but Elliot's body is in that square, but just so you realize what the enemy looks like.
Can you alt set one of them just so they're a little offset?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Can I cast a spell while I'm occupying an ally's space?
You can.
Okay. In that case, Hugo will move to here, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. This is turning out to be the calling card of Hugo. Thunder Wave's very effective.
I got to get that push in.
All right, and I'll just preemptively move Grask out of the way.
Okay, cool. He's going to do it right there.
All right, so we got some passes, some failures. Two of the shadows are destroyed, so I'll move those out of the way. Two of them... Okay, so the two that failed were wounded. Okay, so this bottom one failed, so he'll get pushed back. The other one that failed took only 2 points of... took 10. So that's one of the ones that was destroyed. So the one that succeeded is still there in front, and the other one that got pushed back took the 2.
Okay. And Hugo will continue... Oh, did not mean to do that. Sorry. Close the door. He'll continue moving in. And get to right there.
And Ellie's body on the ground again as we Weekend at Bernie's him all around the place.
Hugo high fives as he goes by. And yeah, and I guess that's he will telekinetically shove this one step even further back from here. The one that's farther away.
Okay, so you try to push the one that's further away backwards, and yes, that'll be successful.
All right, let's go.
Okay, Sebastian.
New Sebastian.
Right, new Sebastian.
He's gonna stab at this one.
Okay, so he's stabbing at the one to his west. Yes, that will connect. As he stabs in, he will also recognize that the creature is resistant to his blade, but that will wound it some. Okay, we've got Grask.
Okay, I'm doing the same as last turn. Reckless Great Weapon Master. These things have to die so we can leave.
That will connect. And that one is destroyed.
I got a bonus action attack, so I'm doing 2 attacks here.
That first one will connect, wounding the creature. Second one will miss. And the creature reaches out towards you here, Grass, trying to touch you. Critically hitting you. Necrotic crit, Grask.
Do I have to click that or do you?
You click it. Okay, true crit. Okay, that'll be 17 points of necrotic damage and another D4 strength drain. All right, Renaud's turn.
Renaud's gonna saunter into this friggin' mess. Shut the door behind him. For real. He's gonna Eldritch Blast this mofo. soon as I click the right buttons.
That will connect and disperse the shadow.
All right, let's go.
Grab Elliot.
I do not have this. Well, maybe I have the strength. Is an 8 strength score enough to grab Elliot?
It would depend on how much else you have on you. Are you carrying a bunch of gear?
I have 70 pounds of total weight.
It's going to be close, because with only an 8 strength, I imagine Elliot's probably got quite a bit of gear on him.
No, Elliot lost a lot of gear. Hang on, let me look.
Oh, yeah, I guess not so much. 48, say
He's got-
49 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
Both of you grab them.
And he
carry
weighs
you.
80.
So yeah, okay. So between the two of you, we'll say that you're able to do so. All right, guys, so we are out of that battle. Is it safe to assume you're making a hasty retreat?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you are able to do so without any further problems as you make your way to the other side of the first floor. Just for consistency's sake, I will slide all of you guys over there. All right, and then you make your way out to the ruins, and I imagine pushing out further beyond that as you're bringing the fallen body of your ally Elliot, and as the loss of Mei is still strong in your mind. So, guys, as we're about halfway through our session, it's been a rough one so far. Let's go ahead and pause here, take our 15-minute break, and come back on the other side.
Okay.
Alrighty, folks, we are back on the second half of our session. The group is just taking a walloping as they have exited out of the Scarlet Citadel, down 2 companions at this point, as Mei was swallowed by the massive jaws of the dinosaur, and Elliot was killed by a Lich Hound. So, group, you did manage to successfully get out after defeating those shadows in the first area, and get out past the castle ruins and make your way out away from the Scarlet Citadel. So, group, what is your plan?
Think probably head back to Red Tower, right, and regroup. Bury Elliot.
How much money do we have?
We'll talk later. We'll get halfway to Red Tower.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, Elliot was the banker. If there are some high-level magics that we might be able to purchase to bring Elliot back, but I don't know if this will work. It might be too expensive, and no one in Red Tower may know how to do it.
Will he fit in the bag?
Adam, will he fit in the bag?
I mean, let me double check. Generally speaking, I don't feel like bodies fit, but he is a halfling, so maybe.
It's like
He's
messenger
just a
bag
wee
size.
man.
And this is just the standard bag of holding, right?
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, anyway.
Take off his hat. It makes him twice as wide.
Yeah, what was his hat he had on? What loot does good old Elliot have?
Not a lot, guys, but I'll take a snippet and throw it in Discord for you.
Okay. I think the silvered weapons are probably the big thing at this point. I think Renaud will just kind of not so much to sully Elliot's name by stuffing him into the bag of holding. Renaud will hoist him on his shoulders and carry him.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Quick rules thing. It says roughly 2 feet in diameter, so I'm not sure even a halfling would fit in that. That's not very large.
Well, he was puny. That was his flaw. Here, let me
Now we
post it.
know.
So this was his flaw.
That's to GM. But yeah, puny and a halfling, noticeably smaller. I think if somebody really wants to make the argument, we'll say you could stuff a halfling in there. But
Renaud's gonna carry him. It'll be fine.
It might help preserve his body a little bit.
We can figure it out when we're safe.
All right, so it sounds like you guys start making the trek back to the village of Red Tower. So you begin traveling a little bit despondent as you're carrying one of your fallen companions and know you had to leave another one behind. As you make your way back towards the village of Red Tower, it does take you about that typical 2.5 to 3 hours, maybe a little bit on the higher end, based on just not having all the energy you probably normally have in this kind of situation. But
I don't want us to get back to town. I want us to get like halfway there, just far enough that we're pretty sure the trolls won't follow us.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so about an hour and 15 minutes out, you feel like you're about that spot.
All right. What are we doing with him?
I think he probably deserves a burial, and if we cannot afford to resurrect him, I don't know how much money we have total between the group.
It's bad news for me to walk back into town with bodies.
I think the gods will know exactly what has occurred. We are all with you, Grask.
I say we bury him out here.
Probably. I do not think we have the funds to pursue anything else. And here probably is as good a place as any. I don't know if he didn't leave any instructions per se, so do we want to find a nice place for him?
I think we should make a grave too, in case we run into his brother. We can send him this way.
The market. Did I buy a shovel? Nope. I guess Renaud's gonna start looking around for a spot that doesn't have a bunch of tree roots and start digging a hole. He'll maybe he can cast Shillelagh and just kind of start pecking away at the dirt with the magic there helping a little bit.
Okay, yeah, so try to find an area like that, and you're kind of getting out there. Shillelagh doesn't seem to help too much, as it's still kind of a blunt thing, so it's mostly having to dig with hands, that sort of deal. You're starting to make some give in the ground, starting to make some kind of an impression, but as a potential option, not to say that you have to do this, you do recall that you guys found some magic items, and I know you guys just paid off a huge amount of debt. So if somebody wants to go back to town and see if there's anything they might be able to sell for this, there's always the possibility that you would have the funds. So I was just double checking because I couldn't remember how much a raise dead spell costs, and it's actually a diamond worth at least 500 gold.
Yeah, I mean, we ought to be able to afford that because we got potions at the wazoo that are still worth a lot.
And generally in that case, a priest or a cleric would do some kind of speak with the dead to see if the soul has any interest in coming back. And then if they say no, then you would realize that they're happy in their afterlife. But if they do want to come back because they have unfinished business or something like that, then that might be an option.
What's the point in bringing him back? He was weak enough to die.
You almost died, Grass. You got taken away.
I didn't. That makes me strong.
I mean, doesn't coming back make you strong as well?
No.
I'll leave it up to you.
I think I think there were other things happening with Elliot, and perhaps he is at rest now.
Good.
And Grask will start taking stuff off Elliot and putting it in the bag of holding.
Okay, yes, and he has posted there for you guys what was in the bag, so feel free to transfer what it is that you'd like.
I'll enter it into there.
When Grass gets to the hat, he looks at Hugo and Renaud. He says,
Which of you is taking this?
I think he should be buried in it. It's what he would have wanted.
The man is dead. What he wanted does not matter.
But I don't want the hat. It's not my style.
All right, then.
and he'll walk up and put it on Renaud's head.
Amazing.
It's probably super sweaty. It's got like a line of like sweat on the inside, and it probably smells pretty bad. You know, he was bald, so.
It suits you.
I love it. Renaud, this ultra suave looking dude with Elliot's hat on now. He won't say anything. He'll just keep digging.
Okay, so it's just a matter of time then as you dig this hole. And eventually, yes, you clear enough space to fit Elliot's small body and have the grave measured out properly and rest him inside. Is anybody saying any kind of prayer or any kind of ritual here before you guys begin to fill the hole?
Sebastian rolls some dice over the grave.
God.
Perfect. That is excellent. May your bones roll better in the afterlife.
Hugo will step forward, Book of Halen in his hand. I'll say, me and Elliot, we had a interesting relationship. It used to be that he was running with a bad crowd. It seems like he wised up to it. So, here's hoping he continues to do that wherever he may go next. And he walks away.
And I think, let me see what Renaud's got that can actually do something here. Nothing. I guess Renaud's going to try and scratch out Elliot's name onto a rock, and then he's going to find another rock, and next to Elliot's grave, he's going to put Mei's name also, but without digging a hole for her.
Okay. All right, guys. So with this ritual complete and having Elliot's body buried and his stones to mark both this grave and then the lost companion of Mei, you guys have completed this task. Are you continuing to travel back to the village of Red Tower?
Yes.
I think so.
Elliot. I'm sorry, Dylan. Was that Warhammer silvered too?
Yeah, so Warhammer, flail, and one dagger are silvered, and then he has an additional dagger that's not silver.
Got it.
All right, you guys continue traveling the extra hour and 15 minutes or so, and eventually find yourself on the outskirts of the village of Red Tower.
Elliot always seemed the sort to make it. He had a goal that he wanted.
Yeah, it's just you and me now, Grusk. feel a little guilty about that. I just keep getting sort of what I want out of this, and everyone else around me keeps on dying.
If they wanted to live more, they would have.
Well, it must be nice having that point of view.
It is.
All right, imagine this conversation's going on as you guys take your typical path, moving through the farm fields here on the outskirts of the village, taking a wide berth around the pond that you've heard some odd stories about. Get to the front, and you're going to notice one of the guards there, and he gives you just a formal nod as you make your way into the village proper.
I suppose we'll just head to the cage, unless anyone else has any other ideas.
Cage it is. You pass through the bones and into the Cage Tavern and Inn. All right, as you enter this location, again, perhaps a bit somber in your thoughts, you notice that it is fairly quiet here. There's not a ton of people. There's some, but not nearly the big crowds. You do notice that Ambrosie's sister is behind the counter as she's sort of seemingly doing some paperwork in a ledger of some sort.
Is the money man here?
You look around for him, and you do spot Hymar in the back.
I'm gonna grab a table and some ales.
Are you going to go talk to the money man, Grask? Do you want some backup?
Sure. I just need entry.
Let's go see what we can do. I think Renaud and Grask and whoever's left who wants to go over will go over to the money man.
All right, you guys make your way to the back there where you notice, much like before, there's this small table stood up, I should say. You notice Hymar sitting there. He doesn't exactly have the coins all in his hands like that, but he does raise his head, and then you see this slight smile crosses his lips. Well, if it isn't the ones that have made me even more wealthy than I already am, please pull up a seat. Pull up a seat.
I imagine those potions that we gave you have sold for a decent amount.
You would not even believe it, my friend. An academic in the Imperial University of Anweer. Can you believe it?
It sounds like someone that would be interested in it. I think we came over here because my friend wished to follow up on entering the tournament that you had talked about previously.
And you see he turns towards you, Grask, and you recall that this gentleman is not particularly fond of non-humans, or maybe bestial races, you might say. He's not outwardly hostile, but he has tried to describe to you that, people of your type, monstrous races, might be an archaic term, are not type of individuals that generally participate in these kind of things. And he had previously said maybe the melee. So as Renaud says this, you see he turns an eye towards you, Grass, but then looks back to you, Renaud. I've tried to pull what strings I can, but, well, let's just say that if we were to allow him to enter, there'd be a bit of a revolt on our hands, and that's not good for business.
If there was, I do not know what the safeguards or anti-magic abilities are at the tournament, but if there was perhaps a way that we could disguise Grask for the duration of the tournament, would that be feasible?
Oh, well, anything is feasible, of course, but you must understand, they try to make sure that these matches are done on the up and up. Knowledgeable people can know how to get around these type of things, but doing so is not cheap, he says as he flicks his index finger back and forth on his hand. This is quite an expensive endeavor, and of course an upstanding citizen such as myself would never get involved in trying to do such underhanded tactics, at least where it could get pinned back to me.
I imagine whatever we decide to do, we will do on our own so that there is no connection. Would you have knowledge of someone who we may speak to who would perhaps be able to help in this endeavor?
No, of course not. I know no such people that would be involved in such nefarious tasks. I don't suppose you have another one of those potions, do you? I did have a friend over in Proudglaive who was very interested in looking at something like that, or anything else that might be of interesting value, he says as he lowers his head and looks towards you very intently.
There are a variety of potions that we still possess. Would your person interested in them perhaps be an expert at creating potions with other effects, maybe?
Oh, well, they get up to all kinds of deeds, you know, those potion makers and alchemists. What do you have? Where is that Ambrosi? I will get him to identify whatever you have, and perhaps we can make a deal.
Grask, you sure you wish to pursue this? I have no qualms against it either way, so if you want to do this, I think we all have your back.
I won't enter disguised. What's the point of winning if the glory can't be mine?
Perhaps you get a trophy, and that trophy can suffice.
To another name.
You can still keep your name. It'd just be a strange human name, that's all.
I'll find out how to enter as myself.
And you notice Heimar gives this little grin once again, sort of this knowing grin. And he turns back to you, Renat. I don't think your friend has ever been to Proudglaive, or probably many of the major cities on the coast here. It's not typical that people of his disposition are allowed into civilized society.
Even amongst the company of us, I was gonna say upstanding citizens, but I'm not really sure if the ones that are left now are quite that upstanding. Even in the company of ourselves.
Well, you must understand that these tournaments are an opportunity for people to gain honor, to fulfill themselves and bestow upon themselves the glory of victory. But such victories are found shallow if they are fighting against unworthy opponents, and I'm afraid the way that society there tends to look at individuals such as your friend is not actually as a capable opponent, but more like just some wild beast that would have to be put down to avoid it from endangering the livestock.
They're afraid.
And this time he actually does turn and look towards you, Grask. I suppose that might be the case for some of them, but these tournaments have been going on for years. There are long lineages of victories and families of noble heritage that have won over one another eons in time, going back as far as the records are kept. And in none of those, I can tell you, has there ever been a Sir Grask of the Backland Nowheres.
Maybe not as a winner, but participants maybe.
You would have to speak to the academics about that one, I suppose, but, well, that is what it is.
What do you think, Grask? It sounds We could travel there and plead your case in person, but I think, unfortunately, as you are right now, it would be a very difficult case to plead. I'm sorry.
I'll speak to Ambrosi.
And you notice Hamar, his little smile returns. He looks back towards you, Renaud. Well, if your friend is not interested in the information about my friend in Proudglaive, perhaps you would like to do some wheeling and dealing. You have made me quite wealthy. I'm eager to continue our business partnership.
Well, I think at the moment we are in a regrouping phase. Did you have something specific in mind, or did you just wish to continue our partnership?
Well, I'm sure that nobody around here can give you the true value of the things that you find on your expeditions there. I've even begun the process of spreading the word that there are some great adventurers that are currently delving the Scarlet Citadel, bringing back artifacts. If not all of them that I trade are actually from the Scarlet Citadel, it is of no matter. It's just people want to purchase the mystery of something from the depths. Anything you have that might be of some value will go quite a long way. Is there anything you're willing to part with?
Out of character, I would just like to say Haimar is a sucker because he thinks we're all powerful adventurers. Anyway, Renaud's going to look at Grask and he'll say, what do you think about the other ooze potion? Did that would that come in handy for us yet, or can we make some coin? Maybe we should just give us one moment. I must confer with the others, and he'll kind of like motion to Grask, and we'll go run over to Hugo real quick.
What's up?
Do you want to sell some more potions and things that we've found down in the Scarlet Citadel? We could probably make some decent money. We could buy some things that will make us not die down there, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe the ooze potion.
All right.
We got a bad deal on the other ones. I'll sell it for a good deal. He owes us that. Plus, he didn't get me my entry.
I think the amount of money that we ended up earning for it went in our favor. Perhaps this time, however, we can actually see the gold amount, I suppose.
Just remember, he'll try to lowball you. So he's going to be making a cut off something. So just don't take the first thing he offers you.
I'm trying to remember how much money we sold Ooze Friendship and Ooze Form, and those two were enough for us to wipe out 14K, right?
No. You guys sold 2 ooze forms. So remember, you sold the one, got a good deal on it, and when you came back to Ambrosi, you said, I think it was called the gelatinous form potion. You then offered the second gelatinous form potion. He said he would take that and just essentially wipe your debt out. So the 2 gelatinous form potions was the total debt that was owed.
Got it.
You guys should have 2 potions of Ooze Friendship, 1 potion of Diminution, and then 1 potion of Growth, 2 potions of Greater Healing, the Dust of Soul Immense, and the Life Preserving Salve.
Right.
And that spell scroll of Teleportation Circle, which I don't know if you guys... We did get that little, DM memo last time. I think we should hold on to that, but...
Yeah.
We do have that.
I am thinking. Oh, and you know what? I think Ambrosi still has the blah blah blah. What do you call it? Those books?
Yeah, the notes.
Right. Which hasn't, I don't think, sold yet, or at least he hasn't told us it's sold yet. So that's probably a little bit more cash too. I will just kind of nod at Grask and at Hugo and start heading back over to the money man.
And you notice he folds his hands, leaning them against his little table as he raises his head back with that same smile. Ah, welcome back. Have you agreed to release something of yours to me?
For now, I think perhaps this potion of ooze friendship, which I think you will find is rather unique, especially has come from the Scarlet Citadel, the second level specifically, and he'll pull that out of the bag of holding and slide it over.
And he will pick it up, and you hear him say, Ambrosi. And you notice Ambrosi eventually does come from the back, and you see he's got a little bit of food on his face, like he was just in the middle of a meal. And he comes up, and you see they exchange a few words, and Ambrosi gives you a nod, Renaud, as he takes the potion to the back, does his testing, eventually comes back, and you see he just kind of whispers in the money man's ear, Renaud, go ahead and roll a 1d6. You notice the money man sort of eyes the potion here and scratches at his chin a little bit and says, this one is not quite as valuable as the others that you've bought me. I may be able to find someone who may be interested in something like this, but what do we say, 100 gold pieces?
Ugh.
Is that Ambrosi pricing it for everyone or for him?
Ambrosi whispered into Heimar's ear. Renaud, you're kind of getting the impression that Ambrosi has told Heimar what this is, right? Like he's getting him the specifics, and then Heimar's the one who's doing the pricing.
I think, yeah. Renaud will shake his head and say, I'm sorry that it is not worth that much to you. Perhaps it will actually be still useful to us. I think we will hold on to it for now, if that is acceptable.
Of course, it is yours. You do not have to sell it. Getting in my good graces is a reward and all, but you can keep things for yourself, of course. Is there anything else you're interested in parting with?
I am looking through the list.
And when when Dylan read off the potions, there was one I didn't hear that I'm pretty sure you guys got. Did somebody already drink the experimental potion? Remember we discussed that one briefly?
Oh, I don't think so.
Who's holding that?
I don't know. Oh, is that in a different set of notes, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm going through it right now. Elliot had ooze friendship ×2, health potion, antitoxin, and diminution. I think Mei is who had that, to be honest with you guys. Sorry.
No, May, you just had the fairy fire and some oil.
Mei did have one greater healing potion, so you guys are down one on there. Just saying.
It would have been funny if when that dinosaur ate Mei and it had some weird effect on it and we weren't sure why. It was because
I was just thinking that. That would have been, yeah, if I'd have known it was on her, then if it was on her, then I would have assumed that. That'd have been interesting.
Yeah, I just have it written down. It says Curious Potion, but it's written in my bag of holding spot of my notes. So I think it was in the bag of holding, to be honest. I have I have all of the potions written down, and then it has bag of holding on the side, and then I only had, I think it was 40p of potion components. It says Curious Potion, it says Alcohol Cask, and then it says something about armor and bow.
Yeah, I've got the P components for sure. I never put the curious potion in there, so I guess I'll do that because I don't think anyone else has it in their inventory, and uh, we do have it. We're
Fair
just
enough. Yeah,
terrible
we
at
can
this
assume
game.
that. Well, I know, like there is some bookkeeping that goes along with this, but hey, that's something that could come really important and handy. You know?
There's one more thing. It's another potion. We are not 100% sure about it. Perhaps Ambrosi can better understand it, and I'll pull out the curious potion.
All right, and very similarly, you'll notice he hands it to Ambrosi. Ambrosi heads to the back. Takes a bit more time this time and comes back and once again does this kind of whisper in Heimar's ear. And Heimar looks and seems a bit more interested. You see this little like flicker in his eye. Go ahead and roll a 2d10 here, Renaud. You see he looks and, this one is much more interesting. I think we might be able to come to some kind of arrangement here. What do you say, 3,500 gold?
Okay, can I insight check him to see how much he's lowballing us?
That's going to be very challenging, but go ahead and give me an insight check. Let's see how well you roll. This sounds like a fair price to you.
Okay. What? Who?
What is it?
I don't know. Ambrosi, what did you learn about that particular item?
And you
If you
notice
don't mind me asking.
Ambrosi looks like he's about ready to speak, and Heimar holds his hand up and says, Now, do you want to pay to have it identified, or do you want to sell it?
It's funny on these sorts of situations. I, Matt, am like, uncomfortable because this is like the kind of bartering shit I would never do in real life. But I'm like, I have to hunker down as Renaud. Renaud's going to kind of ponder it for a moment, and he's going to say, I will identify it myself. I'm sorry, Heimar, if this affects the price negatively or our relationship.
Well, you two seem to awfully be wasting my time.
It is almost as if someone else is telling me we must do things. No, these are difficult places to get in and out, and if there is something that could perhaps give us quite a bit of money that would make it easier, that is one thing. If there is something that is not quite as worth it, then that is another.
And he slams on the table as he looks up at you. Don't play with me. I'm willing to offer you top coin for this. You will not get anybody else offering you to purchase this for anywhere close to what I can give you. Just because you've done well for me before, let's say 4,000.
You know what? Okay, so here's the deal. Renaud is pretty fucking pissed about all the deaths earlier today. So he's gonna just kind of basically stand up in that really angry way where he knocks over his chair, doesn't say anything to the money man, and walks away to go back over to Hugo's table.
Leaving
whatever the
potion here on
consequences
table?
may be of that.
Is that leaving the potion here on the table, though, since it's kind of in his hand?
Nope, he's gonna take it from his hand too.
Okay, so you reach for it and try to like snatch it and walk away, and yes, you will notice this like smoldering look on his face as you snatch the potion and just kind of storm off.
Yep. He'll take it, go sit back down with Hugo and Grask and say, I do not think we can deal with the money man anymore, just so you all are aware.
What? Why? What happened?
He made me angry.
Uh, how much did you get for those oozy potions?
He was only going to give us 100 gold for the friendship, and then he offered 4,000 gold for the other, but
What?
I don't think it was enough.
What other one?
The potion that we had forgotten about, and I imagine it's still in my hand, so I'll just sit it down on the table.
What does it do? What
I
makes
am
this
not
worth
sure.
4,000?
I will have to go to the outside and figure that out.
You know, if he offered 4,000, it's worth 10. Easy.
It was, I don't know. He seemed like he was on the level, but it's also, there are things that we have acquired from down there that are worth much more. And honestly,
These things on the level. Look at him. And he points over at the money man. There's no fucking way that guy's on the level.
I mean, in terms of willing to deal with us at least, but if you all want to give me a minute or 10 minutes, I will go and identify this and figure out exactly what it is.
Yeah, take this ale with you.
Renaud's gonna down that sucker, and he'll just put the flask back. Thank you, and he'll head out to the identified tree.
All right, and as this conversation's going on, and you're starting to wrap things up here, Renaud, Grask, you're going to notice this interesting-looking gentleman approaching, kind of eyes wide, almost like maybe a teen girl looking at a rock star or something along those lines, as he approaches and just looks at you with a little bit of maybe interest in his eyes.
Grask has fans.
Real quick, I'll just give you guys a little intro. He's very tall and slender. He walks with really elegant balance and poise, like how you would see a nobleman enter a room. But he intentionally walks right past the money man and Renaud right up to Grask with a lot of purpose. He has no shoes on, and his feet show the weathering and damage from traveling this way. He has a spear in his hand that is adorned with orange and red glass that's kind of blown in a way to resemble fire. It looks to be more decorative than dangerous, and hanging from the spear is this small straw doll, and it's charred and burnt, as if it was pulled from a fire before the fire actually, completely burned it past use. His clothing looks plain but well crafted and very expensive materials like silk that kind of layers over each other. Adorned across his chest is this big bronze chain. Think like Flava Flav. And on the bronze chain is this fist-sized diamond that kind of sparkles and shimmers, and it rotates as he steps, but it never rotates all the way around for you guys to see the back. It is perfectly balanced to only project from the front. And as he walks up, he kind of coughs a little bit, and he exhales this cloud of white smoke, like he just inhaled from a pipe, but you guys didn't see him smoke anything. And as he gets closer to everybody, he really smells like a campfire. Like he literally just came fresh from camping. And he walks right up to Grask, and he throws his wickered sandals on the ground and slides his feet into them and goes, comfy. Well, you are big. What are you doing this far from Makazar?
Living out my exile.
What year are you in?
1 year till I can go back.
Excellent. Have you found a mate?
They stay in the village.
Well, it's a pleasure. And he's going to greet you in the way that lizard folk would normally greet each other. And he does it from a level of high respect. And he looks like he's very knowledgeable of lizard folk culture as he presents the greeting to you.
What are you?
I'm human. My name is Basan. I've traveled very far. I traveled through Markazar. I've traveled through many towns to get here. I'm very far from the east, Sun City. But yes, I came this far because I've heard of this place that's quite old, but no one has knowledge of it, of its secrets. And that's why I'm here.
You've been camping this whole way.
I walk, I camp, I hide, I fight. You know. Hi! I'm sorry, I did not see you there. You're missing teeth.
Yep. Couple brawls will do that to you.
Are you sure it's not from lack of hygiene? I could teach you.
No, I'm all right.
When's the last time you've brushed your teeth?
A couple days ago, probably. Been fighting a lot, so it gets in the way.
Well, if you really want something from the money man, it's all about presentation. His folk, they only care about, well, money, obviously. Maybe some nicer clothes. I could maybe inquire with someone for fake teeth for you. And you, Grask, right? That's what you said your name was?
I hadn't said it.
I thought you said it. No, Nefrata, not now. And he kind of turns and talks to himself, and then he looks back towards you.
How do you know so much about my people? About me?
Well, like I said, I come from Markazar. I spent probably 2 years there.
I love how that's like an answer for grasp.
Do you maybe mind if I share a drink with you all?
Grask will pull his drink closer to him, and he'll say,
I won't share this one.
No, I'll buy my own. Have you had any meat? I would love to purchase you a meal.
Why don't you just buy a round for the table? That'll be a good start.
Sure. Sorry. And yeah, you see him. He kind of slides into an available chair, and he sits very proper. And he'll try to signal over for a waitress.
And you notice this young lady sees you and gives you the 1 minute thing, and then kind of takes care of a bit of other things and slides on over. Oh, you wouldn't believe the day I'm having. This has just been crazy. What could I get for you?
Do you have any whole hog?
Whole hog? No.
Does anyone in town have a pig that you could slaughter and bring to our table?
Do you mean raw?
That's how he likes it, yes. Right? And he looks over at Grask.
I just remembered I'm on break. I'll send the other waitress up. And you see she kind of just starts moving around.
Send some regular food.
And she gives you the 2-finger wave as she's moving away.
Grask will look at Bassane and then look over at Hugo, and they'll say,
Hugo, what's happening?
This guy is obsessed with you, apparently. So watch out for that. So you go down another drink.
I'm not obsessed with anyone. I've studied numerous cultures throughout my life. Just recently spent a stint with lizard folk. It's just rare to see one this far. away from Marcasar.
Yeah, he keeps thinking he's going to get attacked.
By the look of you folks, you have been attacked.
Because I'm always right.
And what about your quiet friend there who looks kind of angry?
I think Renaud went out to go to the identify tree, his favorite place.
Okay, Renat, so as this was occurring, you kind of decided to take your leave, wanting to maybe get a little bit of a breather here after your interaction with the money man and slip out to the tree. And yeah, we will assume you're in the middle of ritually identifying the potion.
Here,
Oh,
that interaction.
what is your name, new friend? And do you play dice?
I have been taught not to partake in gambling, but who am I to resist? I enjoy losing money. I never win any. My name is Basan Alulaku. It's nice to meet you all. I've traveled many miles, but I heard this place, Red Tower, is like a stopping station, if you will, for adventurers going to the Citadel. Have you heard of it?
Oh, here we go again. Another piece of sausage for the grinder.
What do you do?
Well, I'm a martial combatant, but I have an affinity for fire due to a particular interaction I had with an object I found.
So you're strong.
I'm smart enough to figure out how to deal with problems, get away from them, smart enough to talk to nobles the correct way. I'm strong enough to hold myself in a fight if I need to.
You don't happen to be able to cast some fire, because we've encountered some enemies that need that kind of damage.
Well, perhaps I have met you for a reason. Most of what I do is fire related. I throw fireballs. I've got the ability to turn myself into fire itself and run around. I can breathe it. Infuse my weapons with it. And, I cook with it, like a lot of people do with fire.
Well, I'll tell you, we haven't met many diplomats down there, but we have done a lot of fighting.
Well, I'm not here for diplomatic relations. I'm here to study the cultures that lived there before they were overrun by creatures that need to be burned with fire. Have you seen any markings of previous inhabitants? Statues? Murals? Religious iconography? Anything like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Did you have a chance to study it? Wow, You've been inside?
Yeah. I have one question for you. Do you have a will?
I have a will of fire, if that's what you're asking, but as in a will and testament. Yes, all of those born in Alulaku blood have a will. Most of the time, when we're near our death, we pass our powers on to our successor, as most royal bloodlines do. Are you guys not familiar with how it works?
Not really, but that's perfect. I mean, I just want to cover the bases. Just so you are, taken care of in case something happens.
Yes. If something does happen to me, burn me in my body, and it will allow me to adhere to my cultural responsibilities. But you speak of death so easily. Is it really that challenging in its depths?
Not if you're strong. You should be fine.
Well, part of my royal blood allows me to heal. I can just place my hand upon you and give you some energy. So if somebody were to fall, I could probably save one of you.
Which one?
I would have to make the decision in the moment. Grask, you are familiar with this. It's the strong survive. Whoever can bring us strength in the moment will probably be the one that I heal.
I like him.
I'm gonna look at Hugo like, yeah, I knew the right answer.
Being able to heal is very welcome indeed. Just be prepared. It's very dangerous.
Well, I don't mind a little danger if you all promise me that if we are down there, you'll allow me to conduct some research, take some notes, collect some artifacts, if you will.
Oh, you mean in lieu of treasure?
I have a good amount of money, and my family is quite, well, loaded. But I mainly am looking for artifacts related to scions. Are you familiar with a scion?
No.
And what about you, Toothless One? I don't think you've told me your name.
Toothless. Listen. You said you were working with diplomats. So, my name is Hugo. I'm the one you're going to want to heal the most.
I like that. Does it mean you make bad decisions in combat?
No, but I'll blow everyone else up.
I like that as well. Do you use fire also? Explosions?
I gotta use whatever I need to in the moment. Because it changes down there.
You seem clever, Hugo, just like you cleverly avoided my question about if you know what scions are.
Yeah, I've read a thing or two here and there, you know.
Read a thing here or two or there. Okay, well, that's great. I could teach you a lot. I've learned about scions and bloodlines for many of years. It's a perk of being from nobility, but kind of like Grask, I'm not on exile. I chose to leave on my own accord, though, but I'm not allowed to return anytime soon.
Oh, why is that?
Because?
No nice safety net for you?
No, I'm searching for, like I said, specific artifacts. A few of the members of my clan suffer from this illness, and I've heard that, well, the Citadel has some strong powers of unknown origin. Maybe something that could help my people. Plus, like I said, it's old, and I want to learn about it.
We used to have a member of our party with the same goal.
Which one was that?
Penn wanted to heal himself. Didn't turn out too good for him, though.
Did he die?
We don't
He was
know.
taken away. Yeah, we're not sure.
He probably died just like Elliot died, and May, and Orr, and all the rest. Are you sure you wish to come in and go down there with us? And Renaud will appear magically behind everyone and sit down at the table.
Hugo will hand him the ale silently.
This
He like
potion
blows
by
out
the-
a little smoke. You spooked me.
It's been a rough day, so I'm afraid I'm at a little bit of my wit's end.
Your companions told me you've lost a friend or two. I'm sorry for your losses.
Thank you.
Can I pleasantly recommend to keep your temper around people with, well, personalities like his?
You can recommend all you wish. However, I am not taking recommendations today.
Do you have, like a box? And I can put like a complaint or comment card in, and you can read it later.
Oh, that's a good idea. We will work on that so that you can put that those complaints in there.
Well, I would never want to offend anyone at this table. You guys seem like you've had quite the experience, but if you've got, well, knowledge of at least a level of or two of the Citadel, I'd love to accompany you on your next time going down.
All right. Why
Sure.
not?
As long as you can hold your weight.
I can actually fly, so I can hold my own weight quite literally.
Good. Then sit. We'll tell you what we know. Hugo,
Yeah.
tell him what we know.
Before we get into it, I thought you all would like to know that potion that I went out and looked at. It makes you resistant to all forms of damage for a minute. However, there is a drawback that you are unable to heal yourself except through a potion for an hour afterwards.
Wow.
Like a potion of greater healing?
That would work, a regular potion of healing. But this potion is called potion of experimental invulnerability. Experimental potion of invulnerability.
Now that sounds variable. Either for us or for the money man.
As I said earlier, I think I pissed him off. So I don't know if we would expect to do much dealing with him unless one of you wanted to try.
Wait, just so you know, what was your name again? I gave you mine. It's Hugo. What's yours?
Oh, good sir, it's Basan. You can call me Ba, if that helps.
But son, you're not part of the deal for this potion if we sell it. Just so you know. All right, you can get the next one, but not this one.
Sure. That, I have some good money. If you guys are looking to purchase something, do you need something? Right, you seem
Prove
to.
it. Give us all 100 gold right now. Prove you're rich.
I didn't say it like that, but well, I don't have a problem spending my gold, like I said.
Are your weapons silvered?
Not really, but well, is this place friendly for magic use?
No, not really. We get odd looks all the time.
Frequently, the owner of the establishment tells me to go outside.
Well, any weapon you can think of, I can summon to my hand, and I can use it.
Oh,
That reminds me. Sebastian, get your weapons silvered.
Sebastian's already drunk.
Sorry, I missed that.
Get your weapons silvered.
All right. If I must.
Right, Basan, Ba, I am Renaud. That's Hugo, Sebastian. We are all that's left.
Well, it's honestly very nice to meet everyone. I have been alone for a long time, so it will be nice to have a change of pace.
Out of character. The worst possible time to come into a group. The all of us reeling from our losses.
You came at a good time.
It's openings.
We just had openings.
Just
Renaud changes the sign that says days from the last death to from 2 to 0.
I read in the newspaper you guys were looking for a new companion.
just,
And the
just so you
wonteds.
know, we might not be going too many more times into the Citadel. We might be heading to Proudglaive in a little bit.
For the tournament. I've heard about it. Lots of snooty type there.
Yeah, you'll fit right in, but we think Grask has a shot.
They will not let a lizard perform. It will not happen, unfortunately.
Even the melee.
Unless you disguise him, can anyone shift his form?
I will not shift forms.
That's obvious, but that would be the only way.
Hugo, call him Rosie.
Is he here?
You recall
uh,
that he was in the back because it seemed as though his sister Ariadna is manning the front counter.
I'll call over the barmaid and ask her if she can grab him and bring him over to the table, if possible, and slip her a gold piece.
Oh, okay. Well, then she will nod and hop to it as she makes her way to the back. And yeah, you notice Ambrosi kind of making his way out, just kind of winding through the people. You see a couple different people, kind of speaking to him, and just kind of does like a point dismissal type of deal. And then he gets over to your table and kind of looks around at you all and says, "What is it that you need?"
How do I get into the melee? A lot of people pass by here. You must know.
Getting into the melee at Proudglaive's tournament, the tournaments always have conditions for who's allowed to join. Generally, the melee conditions are much easier to get into than, say, the joust. The joust, you generally have to be a knight or a titled noble to enter. The melee, usually a man-at-arms or sponsored by somebody, could get you in the melee.
Who can sponsor?
That goes back to knights and titled nobles generally. Typically, titled nobles would be your best bet. Do you happen to have any noble friends?
Hugo.
No, I'm not a noble. This guy just said he was, though. He points over at Basan.
And you'll see he'll sort of turn his head and looks Basan up and down and says, visiting noble, perhaps?
Yes, you could say that. I'm from the Alulaku family. We carry the Basai bloodline.
And you notice he kind of looks around as you say that and looks back towards you and says, interesting. And you're here by yourself without any kind of protection. How brave.
Who said I'm alone? Just because you cannot see my companion does not mean I'm alone.
I suppose that's true. I guess I was expecting more like a retinue of soldiers, if you are who you say you are. Nonetheless, you shouldn't find too much trouble here. The village is relatively welcoming. doesn't ask too many questions. If your friend is who he says, and he gives you a look, Grask, as though he doesn't fully believe this, then perhaps him writing down something in an official form and indicating that you're his chosen champion to participate, they might just take it up.
Would that work?
You're still asking this of Ambrosi?
No, I'm turned to Bassane.
If you have interest in the tournament, there's quite a good prize. I could always maybe pay for a service to reach out to maybe my mother, see if she'd be willing to say yes to sponsoring you. Couldn't see why not. You seem strong.
Brownglaive is days away, and we'd have to start the journey now. How sure are you?
I'm pretty sure, but either way, you're obvious that you want to do this. I tell you now, though, the people of Proudglaive will not be very inviting to a lizard folk in their domain, as you would say, but I do not care.
That's not a new thing for me.
It depends on what you guys want. If we do go to this tournament, you have to promise that you will come back to me, or come back to here, so we can go to the Citadel together. Because I really would like to find some trinkets.
It'll be almost like you're traveling through time to a bygone era there.
Been there, done that.
Grask will reach into his pouch and he'll pull out the gold ring with the anchor symbol on it, which is the symbol of. I gotta check this here.
Some dude.
I met at Venice Beach. He sold me this ring. He told me it was real gold.
No,
think
remember, you guys
it's
never got
Masala,
it.
right?
It is, yes, it
Yeah.
is a sort of a more ancient symbol for the ancient deity Masala, yes.
I'll give you this now, and we'll go back in after. Get me into the melee.
I would be honored.
You notice Ambrosi looks at you all and says, interesting plan. Is that all you needed?
Ambrosi, how much is that potion really worth?
And you notice he kind of looks back to see if Hymar might be watching him, and he looks back towards you and says, you might be able to get a little bit more than what he said if you take it somewhere that they need it, but that's how he makes his money.
There are quite a few shops in Proudglaive you could sell this ring at. Or, what are you talking about? Potion?
The potion.
Probably as well.
I think Renato kind of shrug and for now just stick it in his pocket. Say, well, we can look into it. Honestly, it's fairly useful. Maybe we just use it ourselves.
And you see Ambrosi nods and he begins to turn, and then he turns back and says, oh, I almost forgot. The witch is looking for you all. Whenever you have time, you should stop and see her.
The witch?
Matilda?
And you see he looks back, seemingly surprised that you don't recognize this name. Have you not met Zula yet?
She's not in my list of NPCs. No, I don't think we have.
Does she go by Matilda?
No, Matilda's a nice lady here in the village. No, Zula's a witch, lives outside the village. You know where the pond is?
We were told not to go to the pond.
Not in the pond, of course, but Zula's cottage you can find kind of southwest of the pond.
Oh, She's looking for us. You say she's a witch?
Well, that's what everybody says.
Huh. I suppose we should talk to her then.
What does she want from us? How does she even know about us?
Probably just like everybody else, word of mouth.
Does she ever do nice things for people?
Occasionally, I suppose you could say that. There's been some people that have had jinxes lifted and that sort of thing. Her house, I've seen it a couple of times. There's usually strange chicken bones and wicker men and things hanging around the cottage, and she has kind of a strange odor that always seems to be permeating from the place, and the sound of bubbling liquids from inside. But some of the younger people seem to be interested in things about her.
Interesting. Thank you for the information. We will speak to her.
And he gives you a nod as he makes his way back to the counter.
We should find one more before we go back into the Scarlet Citadel.
I agree. We may be able to recruit one, perhaps at Proudglaive, or perhaps there will be another person that wanders into town.
We should just hire the champion of the melee, whoever it is. So come on.
What about them?
And he points to the door.
Well,
End
as
the session.
as we're at the end of our session, yeah, that's a good way to drop a cliffhanger. So plan, guys, then for the next session, is your plan to head back into the Scarlet Citadel, or are you sort of heading for Proudglaive early?
I thought it was like we had to head there right now. How many days until the tournament? I ask this every time.
Yeah, so you guys were not in the Scarlet Citadel much this last time you just went in. So as long as you didn't go in and spend, multiple days in the Scarlet Citadel, you technically could go back, spend a day, come back, and still have plenty of time to get to Proudglaive. If you want to get to Proudglaive early, that's certainly an option as well. You could get there and make sure that there's nothing that's going to significantly delay you that would prevent you from missing the festivities.
How many days if we wanted to get there one day early?
If you want to get there only one day early, I'll have to do the math, but I think you still have plenty of time.
Perfect.
Does Red Tower, when any of us have been in it, do they have any stables with horses or anything like that?
They do, yes. Just outside of the east gate, kind of by where the blacksmith is, or I'm sorry, on the other side. So the way you guys always leave, there's the stables on that side.
So theoretically, we could also buy horses too, or buy as maybe a cart and 2 horses or something like that as well.
Yep, sure, that's an option. So it's about 80 miles from Red Tower over to Proudglaive, and if you're moving at a normal pace, you're moving at 24 miles in a day, right? That's sort of like a casual pace. So that would take you, let's see, a little over 3 days to get there. And so the tournament, I believe, as of last check, was 7 days away. So if you guys went into the Scarlet Citadel, came back out, and like I say, as long as you're not in there multiple days, take the 3.5 days travel to get to Proudglaive. If you found other methods of increasing your speed, of course, that would cut that down. So yeah, certainly options.
So I guess then our intent will be to go down one more time unless we want to leave early.
And maybe this time stop and talk to the witch along the way.
Yeah.
Not avoid the pond.
She's southeast of the pond, so I think we can still go around.
So yeah, because we just had a couple of mentions of things in the village proper, I'll just do a quick point out for you guys. So the stables are actually this building right outside of town. So you haven't actually been there yet, but now that you're inquiring about them, I'll go ahead and reveal the label. And then you have just been told about Zula's cottage, so I'll reveal the label for that as well. So stables and Zula's cottage. All right, so it sounds like the team is in agreement then. So next session, you guys will plan to recuperate here and then maybe mysteriously find a new companion and then head back into the Scarlet Citadel for another delve. And then when you come back, that will be the last time into the Scarlet Citadel before heading to Proudglaive. So, okay, good session, everybody. It was very shaky in the beginning there, some bad luck and crazy rolls. And, well, that's the Scarlet Citadel for you. So hope everybody had a good time, and we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good night.
Great
Take
session.
it easy, guys. Yeah, good
Bye,
session.
everyone.